Hey guys, Luma here, and welcome to the first episode of Luma Ninja Suits. Thank you all for joining. So, if you are following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been working on this collection for a really long time, and I decided it's finally time to do a YouTube review of these suits. And so, here we are at episode 1, at the very beginning. Now, I've seen a lot of people do collection videos that say every Ninjago figure ever, but I don't think they always follow a clear set of rules to define what is counted as a suit or not. Because if you look into it, there are a lot of really weird additions to this collection. So, you may agree with my rules, you may not, but that is up to you. I am trying to do it most towards official release and just every single possible combination of ninjas that exist. So, for those of you that don't know, here are my rules. Rule number 1 is that if it can be made out of a combination of other parts of that same ninja, then it doesn't count for my line. There are a lot of weird things that I've seen channels like Brickvolt, for example, include, which just seem unnecessary because they're just recreations of a different suit using different parts. I don't think it counts because those are just kind of wastes to me, because you can make them out of the other suits in the line of ninja that we have. So, rule number 2 is that the only modifications I can make are to increase show accuracy. Now, that means I will stick to the official release unless it's something we see in the show, and then I can make modifications, and I will always point out to you guys when I make modifications and what the originals looked like before the modifications were applied. So those are my rules, and essentially that just means that if a ninja is released with an exclusive part, then that means it counts for this line of ninja suits. And towards the end, I'll start getting to some more customs and projects, but let's get started right in here. So, here are the original ninja suits. Now, Lloyd here didn't come out until Season 1, while the rest of them were in the pilot season of sets. And so he isn't really in his Training Gis like all the other ninja here. But this is still the first iteration of Lloyd. And the same kind of applies to Nia, although she did come in the pilot sets. This is just the first iteration of her. And because Nia is Samurai X, she has a lot of different things that go along with her that just... I tried to line it up as best I could to the rest of the main 4 and 5 ninja suits. So, here they are in the front, and let me turn these around so you can see what the backs of those look like. Here we are at the back, and you can see that these suits are completely unprinted in the back, and this is probably because Ninjago was very new at the time, so they didn't feel the need. And for Lloyd, his cape kind of covers it up, so it's not really necessary to add printing on the back, so I can forgive that. Now let's turn it back around and take a look at the ninjas' faces. So here they are with their hair on, and you can see their faces a little bit better. The hair for the ninja did not actually come out until Season 3, but I just included it here so you could see kind of what they look like and what hairs would normally correspond with these suits. Now, these are the faces we got for years for the ninja, and they were only changed right before the design changes with Season 8. This hair for Lloyd is custom, by the way. But yeah, that's kind of what their faces look like underneath, and it's really giving me big nostalgia vibes. The only 2 people with an alternate expression would be Lloyd and Nia. And Nia, as you can see here, kind of has a half mask thing that wasn't exactly seen in the show as a half mask, even though that's kind of how it's advertised, but this could represent a mask that was put on her so that she wouldn't be able to talk when she was captured by Garmadon. I really like this Lloyd face. It's kind of like a scared expression, but he made it a lot in the series, and I thought it's a nice touch. As you can see here, there's a green 5 on his torso, and that is actually a reference to the fact that he is the 5th ninja and also the green ninja. Just an interesting fun fact about this hair for Nia is that the left side is actually lower down within the right side of the hair, and this is for every figure that has this mold of hair. And after seeing that, I cannot unsee it, and it kind of annoys me a lot. So, just going a little bit over the history of these figures and what sets they came in. Kai here is a pretty common one. He came in 5 official sets, and he's also included in the Brickmaster book that came out at this time. An interesting thing to note is that in the Dragon Fight set, on the box art, well, the polybag art, he has Cole's face, the same one you can see here. However, included in the set was the actual Kai face that he has on the official figure. Kai is just worth about $1, kind of. He's not really worth much at all, really, on Bricklink. Cole is a little bit less common, with only being included in 3 sets. However, these were some of the most cheap sets, so he's also pretty commonly found. Cole is also pretty cheap, coming in at around $1. Jay here is one of the most common, coming in 6 different sets altogether, and 2 of them are actually polybags that one is just Jay, and the other one includes a small build, so he's actually a little bit of easier to find. Jay is also pretty cheap, coming in around $1. Zane here came in 5 sets, making him pretty common, although many of these sets were a little bit more on the expensive side. However, he came in pretty small sets as well. And you'll find the same trend for Zane as well, coming in about $1. Lloyd came in 3 sets, including a booster pack, so he is pretty common, and as I mentioned earlier, this hair is custom, so you will not find him with that hair anywhere. Lloyd is a little bit more expensive, coming in around $150 on average, somewhere closer to $2. Nia comes in 3 different sets, this version of her, and she is pretty common as well. And Nia is the most expensive of all these figures, coming in at a whopping $3-ish. So, since most of these minifigures got a spinner, and Lloyd here got a booster pack, these figures are really easy to get your hands on nowadays, and people didn't value them as much back in the day. Something I find pretty interesting about them is that on the back side here, you will see a little clip. This is, since it's the same mold used in the 1999 version of the Ninja, it's still there on these early Ninjago figures, and generally these are used to hold a little sword, katana, like that, although it can be used to hold any type of stick piece that you have in Lego, such as that. And they're really helpful and really neat, and I like their inclusion a lot in this wave. So, that's all we have for this episode of Luma Ninja Suits. I hope you enjoyed, and please make sure to subscribe and keep checking out these other videos. Lego, peace out, guys.